This is the story of Jamie's red sweater. Jamie hasn't been seen in 2 weeks, and neither has his red sweater. Today I'm going to bring you the story of how we found Jamie's red sweater. This is Jamie's house. This is the sidewalk where Jamie was last seen. This is Jamie's friend, Alex, and Jamie's other friend, Roger. We decided to ask questions and interview as many people as we could about Jamie and his red sweater. This is their story.
I haven't seen Jamie in weeks. In his sweater, I have no clue. No clue.
Jamie was in here about 2 weeks ago and he did not have a red sweater on.
I decided to leave town and follow a new lead that would lead me to something outside of town. I stopped and started thinking about all the people that have told me stories over the last few hours. And then I realized I had no idea where I was. It seemed inevitable that I was to find some kind of information regarding Jamie and his red sweater. And then I met Curtis, the butcher, who gave me the greatest lead yet.
Yeah, Jamie came over a couple weeks ago. He asked for some food, so I made him a pound of beef.
Was Jamie wearing a red sweater that day?
No, sir, he was not.
A pound of beef? How far would that take him? I had to find out because I really had nothing to go on. But what I did have were the streets. The streets with no names and the streets with names. Regular people with regular stories. The local pubs and inns where people frolicked in liquor, alcohol, and debauchery. Jamie was known to frequent the back alleys on occasion, but honestly, I didn't think I was going to find him here today. The next day, I decided to find a new path. I needed answers. I needed the key.
I don't know where he is, but I've never seen him.
So when did you see his sweater last?
5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw Jamie a few weeks ago, but I'm colorblind.
I loved Jamie the day I met him. I loved him even more the day he got his red sweater. I wish I could talk to him right now. I'd tell him I love him and I'd hold him. I'd hold him tight and close. You find him for me. You find him for me.
The streets felt emptiest, and the wind was wispier. Jamie knew everybody. Everybody knew Jamie, especially Jamie's red sweater. Where was Jamie? Where was he hiding? If he was hiding, where would I find him? If I couldn't find him, I needed answers. I needed more questions.
Yeah, I dated Jamie. That was 2 weeks ago, though. He was one of those guys. I was cold. He wouldn't give me his red sweater to wear, so I dumped him. And I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, I know all about him. Jamie and his red sweater. Used to see him all the time. I haven't seen him in a while, though. If you ask me, he's hiding.
If he's hiding, could you find him for us?
Yeah, I can find him. Yeah, I can find him. Use the satellites. Use the satellites.
Then I discovered a clue, right in Jamie's own backyard. Roger was with Jamie the day that Jamie bought a size 10 Walmart shoe. And there it was, sitting in his own backyard. But where was Jamie? The man with the mustache looked mysterious. Who was this man I was running after? I had lost him. I had no idea why he was running from me.
Jamie and I used to get together and play and rock some tunes, but it's been a very long time since I've seen him.
Jamie! We miss you! We love you!
We went down to the local park to see if we could answer some questions that we had asked earlier that day. The music was soothing. The music was startling. The music was haunting. Some of my own questions started to haunt me. Like, who was the man with the mustache? Why wasn't there any sign other than a shoe? And why was there only one shoe? Normally, 2 shoes make better walking. I found out where Jamie worked and decided to give Jamie's boss a visit to see if he could answer some of my questions.
Jamie has been in for 2 weeks. Next time I see him, he's fired.
The hands of time are a fickle mistress, stroking my clock. I was running out of time, until I met Drutland. So you saw Jamie 3 days ago?
Yeah, he came over to borrow a left shoe. Don't ask me why, but he only had one shoe on.
Do you know where he went that day?
He said something about visiting his uncle outside of town, but he had to get some meat first. Said he knew a guy.
Was Jamie wearing a red sweater that day?
Yes, sir, he was.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the interview.
No problem.
Wait.
Jamie Schwarzenflorg was last seen 16 days ago. His family and friends are pleading for his return. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please call the local authorities. And is the air you are breathing killing you? We'll have that.
Drutland's comments about Jamie's most recent whereabouts rattled me. But the newscast left me even more uncanistered. And then the proverbial can opened up, and I met Jennifer. So, when was the last time you seen Jamie?
Last time I saw Jamie, that was about 2 days ago. He was wearing 2 different shoes. It was weird. And he was rambling on about something outside of town, getting food outside of town or something like that. It was weird.
I couldn't figure it out. I had everything in front of me. Conversations and information. I had all the pieces of the puzzle. I just didn't have the puzzle.
In his sweater, I have no clue.
Not have a red sweater on.
I don't know where he is.
I saw Jamie a few weeks ago.
You find him for me. You find him for me.
That was 2 weeks ago, though.
Jamie has been in for 2 weeks.
Jamie in his red sweater.
Something about visiting his uncle outside of town, but he had to get some meat first.
About 2 days ago.
made him a pound of beef. I made him a pound of beef. I made him a pound of beef. I made him a pound of beef.
Curtis the Butcher was arrested shortly after this for tainted beef. Jamie's red sweater was found completely intact on Curtis's property. And this is the story of how we found Jamie's red sweater.